Okay.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? My name is TiffanyDiPanni. I'm so happy to be here. Big thanks to Sherry for bringing us to you. My program is Social Savvy Seniors, and we have a nice presentation here for you for all of our congregants at Va-Dor. So with further ado, I'm going to share my screen with you so that we can start the presentation. All right. All right. So, being a social savvy senior, what does that actually do for you, right? So we want to stay socially connected, Va-Dor. We want to navigate the website and some YouTube. And we're going to teach you some internet tips and tricks so that you can be a little bit more savvy when it comes to actually dealing on the internet. And again, huge thanks to Paradise Home Health Care. So I'd like to just introduce you to myself and how I got here. I was born a little bit later in life. These are my two grandmothers. When I was born, my parents were in their late 40s. My grandmother here at the ripe age of 97 years old. I was only about 16 in that photo. My other grandmother. So I spent a lot of time with the older population, my seasoned friends, my family. I played a lot of golf, so all my grandmother's friends, everybody growing up have always been near and dear to my heart. And even to this day, I have plenty of friends in the senior communities. My great aunt here on the left, the young age of 100, she just turned this past March. And so these are the original social savvy seniors. And it's important to me that people in the older generation find a way to navigate through this digital world. So now what I do is I've been teaching the seniors exactly how to do this. And we can come to you to do it. We do these virtual online sessions, and it's really helpful to get you all up to speed with what needs to be done. So what is social media? You always hear social media in the news. You've probably read about it. And when you think about it, you might think of these four icons. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Some of these may be familiar to you. Some of them may not be. We're going to run through a few of them and just give you a quick overview on how you can be using them, what they are, and show you how your congregation is utilizing a few of these as well. The first one is Instagram. This is a platform that is owned by Facebook. You can connect with your friends and family on here. It's visually stimulating. It's photos and videos. It's very simple when it comes to utilization and functions. If you've had any experience on Facebook, this is much more simple. It's very visual, and you can only like a photo or make a comment and just scroll through endless content. It's designed for mobile devices. So yes, you can look at Instagram on a computer, but you can't really utilize it and engage with this platform as much as you can from a mobile device, whether that be your phone or your tablet. A lot of events right now are being live streamed on Instagram, so you can log in at a certain time and you'll see people and places doing live streamed events just like this. So it's another place that you can go to find these events. You can find interviews. It's a great connector tool.
And your grandchildren live on Instagram.
Yes, yes. This is where Facebook and Instagram is where the younger generation is. Many of them are on Instagram. They use it mostly to share with their friends, but occasionally they'll throw something up. The children, the people from about 35 to 50 seem to post a lot more often, so it might be your kids posting and then your grandkids as well. Twitter is something that I like to talk about because you hear it in the news all the time lately. Twitter is not a platform that most of my clients or anybody above the age of 50 really uses on a regular basis, but it's important to know, and it's something that maybe you will use because everybody's different. But given the current environment and how much Twitter is in the news, I'd like to just let you know a little bit about it. Twitter has been around for almost 20 years. It was one of the first social media platforms after Facebook, and it's strictly information sharing. You can share photos and videos, but the main point of Twitter is for information sharing. It's short and sweet. Now, there is a limit on how many words and characters that people can use in one tweet, is a post. So when you put something up, that's what they call a tweet. And you can also use tweet as a verb. So when somebody tweets something, it means that they're putting it out on Twitter. But this here it's supposed to be, and it's intended to be short and sweet, though you do see some people kind of get carried away with it. And it's real-time news. Twitter information over the internet in general gets shared so fast. It spreads like wildfire. But Twitter is really where a lot of this happens because it's instantaneous. When the Notre Dame Cathedral went up in flames last year, Twitter was the first place that it was reported. It was the #1 place that people were going to watch it. So it really is for quick, fast, real-time information. Facebook. This is probably the one platform that you have heard about the most, and perhaps you're even utilizing it. Facebook is someplace that you can come to connect with your friends and family. A social platform like Facebook is exactly that. It's social. You're supposed to be engaging, being social, sharing content, and that's what you can do on Facebook. You have your own little profile. You can see yourself. You can see other people. You can see other businesses. And it's a great, great tool. There's local and virtual events on Facebook. So we could actually create events. You can search for events, whether they be in your area, somewhere else, a virtual space. There is a whole section on Facebook specifically to events. Entertainment and education is endless, right? So we could literally be on Facebook for hours and hours and hours at a time, just searching entertainment, educational pieces. There is business profiles, personal profiles. So it really is a place where you can go and find exactly what you want. Tons of recipes and how-to videos. People are always putting up content for these educational. I love to look up new recipes. You can look up how to do anything. And of course, there's businesses on there where you can actually go to, say, Target, their Facebook page, and you can actually shop right from there. If you have a local boutique that is one of your favorites, I know that I have some local businesses that weren't open during the pandemic, but they were selling online, and they were doing it straight from their Facebook page. So that's something that is very helpful. Now I'd like to show you that your congregation is actually on Facebook. So you do need a Facebook account to come here, and it's very simple to sign up. And when you come here, you can get these links from the newsletter that Sharon sends out every week. You can also get it from the website. So these links are very easy to find. But if you are on Facebook, you can come up here to this search bar. Anytime you see this magnifying glass right here, that's going to tell you that you can search for something. So this would technically usually be blank, but we could come up here and type in congregation, Va-Dor, and it would bring us to a search page of things that are pretty much similar to it, but we're going to start here. Now, when you come to this page, you'll see here that you can like this page and you can follow this page. When you're in Facebook, you have on your homepage, you'll have a feed of all upcoming things and events of people that you are following and people that you're friends with. So if you like here, if you like this page, it automatically will make you following this page, which now it's going to show you content from the congregation when you log in. So new content that's posted will show up. So right here, I like this page, and we encourage you to do the same. But here on the Facebook page, they do a great job of giving you great information that you might be interested in. So here, if you just scroll down, it'll give you a little overview, some photos, some videos. But we want to come down a little bit more, and you'll see here that this was your weekly Shabbat service, that if we clicked on here, it's going to bring us to the YouTube page, which we'll go over shortly, that you can watch the video from your Shabbat service. Down here now, you can see that people are interacting. Here's where the social aspect comes in. So I can like this post, but if you see, if I hover over it, I have other options. I can love it. I can show care for it. If it was something funny, I could laugh at it. But if you just come and just click the first one, it's going to like it. You can also write a comment. So I could come down here. As you can see, Ronnie and Emily have already left comments. And we can come in here and write it as well. Now we have comment posted. In some areas, you'll see people just making discussions. You might want to comment on what was spoken about. You might have some commentary on that, and people, you can go back and forth. So I can actually reply here to Ronnie and say Shabbat Shalom to you as well. So again, there's a lot of information on the Facebook page here. They keep you up to date. So if you are on Facebook, you can come and like the page as I showed you, and it will always keep you up to date with information. Now, you can always come to the Facebook page and scroll around. So this is a business page because it's not a person. A personal page is a little bit different. So over here on the left-hand side, you see the information about a business. And this is going to be similar on any business, whether it's Target or your local restaurant, a local boutique, your doctor's office, anything there will have these tabs where it's options you can explore. So if you want to know about the congregation, it tells you here's your address, here's the phone number. Will actually even give us a little story about the congregation. And down here, you can actually click the website right here. It also gives you contact information. Or you can always send a message, and right here we'll send it through Facebook. You can come to events tabs over on the left, and when they have upcoming events, this is where you'll find them here. You can go a quick shortcut and say, you know what, I just want to see some photos. What photos have been posted? So I can come up to photos here. It will give me a selection of some albums, or I can just scroll through all the photos for what I'm looking for. You can also do the same thing for videos. Come over here and scroll through all the videos that were posted. So Facebook's a great way for you to come see what's going on at your congregation. Please like the page. You can see over here that they've liked it. Once we start going back to the temple, you'll be able to check in, which is a whole nother Facebook talk in itself, but you can see that people have actually checked in here when they make their own posts on their page. But I encourage you to come to the Facebook page, play around, do a little exploring, and you'll have a great time here. So now we're going to talk about YouTube. Sure, you've all heard YouTube as well. YouTube, if you see this play button down here, this arrow that points to the right, that's the universal icon for play. It's on our remote controls. It's on, used to be on VCRs. That's the play button. So if you see this icon in red with the white play button, that means we're going to YouTube. So what is YouTube? YouTube is endless video content. you can really get lost down the rabbit hole on YouTube when you come here. It is video after video after video. People have channels, just like a TV. So you think of YouTube as being a digital TV, where I can go to people's channels, like your congregation has, and I will show you that in a minute. Or you can search for anything. When I tell you there's endless video content, there are millions of videos being uploaded and put to YouTube every single minute. So just think about that. Every minute, there's millions of videos being uploaded. So if you are looking for anything, YouTube is the place to do it. On YouTube, you can either subscribe to a channel, or you can just browse around, and I'm going to show you the differences with that as well. There's tons of news and education. So your local news station, national news stations, they all have YouTube channels where you can go and look up the local news stories. They do everything on there. You can find educational pieces. You can take virtual tours. You can look up many universities, many educational facilities. They all have YouTube channels, and they're putting out video content for you to learn from. How-to videos. Again, you can put anything into YouTube, into the search, and say, how can I change the oil on my car? How do I make a chicken soup? How do I run a marathon? Anything. And you type it out just like that, and I promise you, whatever you're looking to do, there will be a video showing you step by step how to do this. If you're into crafts, if you're into photos, albums, scrapbooking, there's tons and tons and tons of content on here to show you how you can do that. One of the other great things that I love to use YouTube for is nostalgic moments and humor. So we can go and we can look up funny pet videos all day long. Who doesn't love to see silly, cute puppies and cats doing funny, hysterical things, or kids say the darndest things? You know, there's all these funny humor video compilations. You can also go and look up old reruns from, say, I Love Lucy, or the Johnny Carson show, or one of your favorite, the Dick Van Dyke show. There's interviews, there's TV segments, there's music channels. You can look up the oldies but the goodies. Motown is one of my favorites. So you can go on a Motown channel. So there's tons and tons of ways that you can utilize video, and you can use YouTube to do that. So your congregation is on YouTube, and I'm going to show you how you can be using YouTube to really engage with your congregation. So YouTube here, this is your congregation's channel. If I was just to come to YouTube as a visitor, this would be your main screen. It's just going to show you videos. If you haven't been using YouTube, it will show you videos that are like paid ads, maybe the most popular, trending. But once you start using YouTube and doing searches, it's going to learn what you like. So when you come to the home page, it's going to show you content that's actually picked out for you, and it'll be more relevant for you. But when we are in the Your Channels page, this is what it looks like, and I'm going to show you here. Now, remember how we were talking about subscribing and browsing? YouTube is owned by Google. Google runs the world, right? So if you want to just come to YouTube and browse around, you can watch all the videos you want. You can save things. You can look for things. But if you really should, and I encourage you to make a Google account, which is really having just a Gmail account. And you can do that by going to gmail.com. And you would create an email. I'm logged in, so it's going to show me this. But if you weren't logged in, you would come here and say, create an account. Oop. For myself. And it's 2 steps. Your name, whatever you want your username to be. So you can use your name with some numbers. You can use your pet's name, anything. You do a password, you confirm, and you're done. And then you have your Google account. So when you come to YouTube, it'll actually ask you if you want to sign in. So here you can see over here that I'm signed in as our Social Savvy Seniors account. But if I wanted to switch accounts, I can do that. But yours would really just have here, it will say sign in. You sign in with your Google account. And now, the great thing about this is when you're signed in, I can come over to when I'm at the congregation's YouTube channel. See this button that says subscribe? This is just like we did on Facebook when we liked the page and when we followed the page. When you subscribe to this, when you log on to YouTube, it's going to tell you, hey, Congregation Va-Dor has put up new content. You should go check it out. It's also, so now I'm going to subscribe here. So now it says I'm subscribed, right? If I come over, I can only do this if I have an account because it has to know who I am and it has to be able to remember me. So that's why I encourage you to make an account so you can start saving things. And that way YouTube will also get to know you a little bit better. So now that I've subscribed, when you log into YouTube, you'll see over here, it says subscriptions. Now, I have subscribed to several things. I've subscribed to Good Morning America. I've subscribed to BBC News. I've subscribed to the Golf Channel. You can see here, this is the title of the video. This is who put the video up. And you can see how many people have seen it and when it was posted. So right here, the BBC already has 5,500 views in 2 hours because a lot of people are subscribing. So you can come here and say, oh, okay, well, this is all the subscriptions I have, what's going on. I can come in here and read. Or if you want to see where you're subscribed to, I can come up to manage. And I see all the things I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to AARP. I'm subscribed to the congregation, to the Golf Channel. And now I say, you know what? I really just want to see videos from my congregation. So that's a quick way, once you're subscribed, to get to your page. Otherwise, what you could do, remember this magnifying glass up here? This is where you're going to search YouTube. So if you just landed on YouTube, you're somewhere where you can't log in, or you're on somebody else's phone or their tablets and you want to share a video from the congregation with them and you just can't find it real quick, all you have to do is come up in here and start typing in, right, the congregation. And you see, as I've already started typing it, it's giving me suggestions, and here it is. So if I didn't know how to find you, I can always come up to this top search engine and search for it. Now remember, everything online, and we'll go over this a little bit later, there's always ads, okay? You see this yellow? It says ad. And it's in line with the Jewish congregation that we're looking for, because here are other Jewish synagogues and information that they're advertising to people that are looking for other Jewish congregations. So don't pay attention to this unless you want to. If it interests you, just be aware, that this is paid spot. But we come down a little bit and look, there we are. So here's where we can click to go to the channel, or it's going to say, here's the latest. And you've already, your congregation and Sharon and her team do such a great job. They've already put up the Shabbat service for this weekend. See, it was put up 18 hours ago. It's got 6 views. So you can come here and click on it. And now we can watch the service here. When you hover your mouse over the video, you'll see you get options down here. And if you don't know what those mean, those icons, don't worry, because if you hover your mouse, and when I say hover, I'm saying just put your mouse on top of it, don't click on it. You're just going to put it on. You see how it tells me what that means? So I can mute and unmute the video, right? I can pause it, and here's our play button. Again, it's just like the old VCRs or your TV. It's play, pause. This will fast forward to the next. Or if you're on it, you see this here where it says full screen right here. This will actually turn the video into full screen, and you can see it a lot easier. It's just so much better to watch it like this, especially if you have a larger device like a tablet or a laptop. If you want to get out of this, you can come down here where it says exit full screen. You could either, and you can also double click on the screen, or if you're on a computer, you can press escape and it will take you back. But you can also see now that we're watching the rabbi's message here, it's going to tell you, here's some more things that are showing, and if you keep watching, it's going to show you some more from your congregation, but then it's going to start giving you recommendations. So see how this says recommended for you? Recommended for you. This is going to start showing the more you use it based on what you're searching for and what you're watching. Now, sometimes YouTube will get it wrong. Okay, so say this was, let's go down here. Let me find something that we just, animal communication, right? You have no interest in animal communication. Somehow this popped up in your recommendations. If you click on these three dots right here, you can actually say, I'm not interested in this. You can tell them why if you want. You don't have to, but basically YouTube's going to know, don't show me that content anymore. I'm really not interested in it. But once you start doing this, it's going to show you more that you might be. So this is YouTube, and again, you can come up here and we can say how to scrapbook. And check this out. We've got videos that have 966,000 views. I bet you that's a good video to learn how to scrapbook. You know, and you can just come, you start scrolling, and if, again, this is the title of the video, this is who posted the video, and this is when and how many people have seen it. So they're always going to show you the most popular videos first, but you just keep scrolling till you get something, and you can get very specific. So see all the recommendations it's giving me: how to scrapbook for beginners, flowers, journals, baby's first year, anything you can do on there. I'm telling you, YouTube is the place to find it. So I encourage you, again, please go. You can get the video links and the YouTube links on the newsletter and on the website to the congregation's webpage. But you can't find it, just come to youtube.com and type in the thing. I know I didn't do it right there, but we had seen it before. So there we go. Here it is. And again, you'll go here. But I really want you to come here and subscribe. That way it's right there for you every time you come. You might not even have to go looking for it. And now we're just going to go a few things through the website. They have a great website for your congregation. You'll find news and updates. There's an event calendar. There's links to all the teachings and messages, and these will be hosted on YouTube, so this is another place you can find it. There's a place to donate online, which is wonderful to do since we're not in person, and with the high services coming up, this is a great way to support your congregation. All of the social media links are on your website as well, so you can get to Facebook and YouTube from there. So let's take a look at your website real quick. Right now, and this changes every week and sometimes daily as to what's going on. So right now, the first thing on your website is about the Shabbat celebration. And you can come and watch this video now and through the week. And all from here on the website, all you'd have to do is click right here, and it's going to open you up to the YouTube page to watch it. But, oops, where did we go? Go back here. This is the homepage of your website, and after your Shabbat service, you do have your Zoom and Schmooze. This right here will actually get you to the link on Zoom. Now, everybody here found their way to Zoom. There's many people that don't know how to use Zoom. Maybe you don't know how to use it quite as well, but we will talk a little bit about that in a second. But this is where you can come and see and talk with your friends after the Shabbat services on Friday nights at 8:30. So you can get the link right from here. You can also get it in the newsletter. Keep scrolling down, you'll see some information. Here's some shortcuts on the main page about the upcoming events, some fundraisers, and other information. But if you come up here to the top of your website, you'll see the newsletter, okay? So if we click on this newsletter, it's actually gonna open up to the most recent newsletter that went out, so you can read it there. That's also sent to your emails. You can come to About Us. It'll tell you all about the congregation. If you needed to contact them, if you wanted to learn more about the rabbi or your musical director, here's where you would find all this information. The calendar here, they do a great job of keeping this up to date. And it will tell you, like right now is what our speaking is right here. It says it's July 31st at 10 o'clock. The Shabbat service is tonight at 7, and the Zoom Schmooze. Now, if you click on these events here, it does give you the details. So you don't have to go searching for it. So if you can't find the email about it, just come to the website and come to the calendar here, scroll down, click on the event you're looking for, so Zoom and Schmooze. And when I click on this, here's my link right here. If I open it, it's going to try to take me to Zoom, but we don't want to go there now because we're here. But it'll give you all the details for it. Talks about membership. You can make your donations right online. The rabbi's message here, what you need to do is you need to hover over this. So see when I just put my mouse on it, I'm not clicking it. It's coming up all these different items here. So you can actually come here and you can click on one of the messages. It'll bring you to it. This is a text message that was posted, okay? But maybe here, you can come down to Rabbi's message from June, and it's gonna give you the video from that message. And then again, you have social action news and some events. So they keep this website always up to date. All right, so there's everything you need to know and want to know about what's going on at your congregation you can find here on your website. So this is a great place for you to come, stay connected, and really get the tools and the things that you need to know to stay involved. There's tons of ways that you can do video communication now. We're living in a digital world, especially people that can't get out due to the health crisis. And Zoom has been there for a lot of people, and especially for your congregation, it's a great tool. Now again, everybody who's here, you've kind of figured out Zoom. Why? Because you're here. You made it. Congratulations. You're on your way to being a social savvy senior. But if you don't know too much about it, even though you're here, we'll tell you that this is an app that you can put on any device or computer. So you can install Zoom from your phone, your tablet, or your computer. You can use it practically on everything. You can have up to 100 people on a Zoom call, which is crazy to think, but you can. So there's tons of people. If you want to use it for your family, friends, you can have everybody on at one time. It uses your phone data if you're on your mobile device or maybe a tablet that's connected to a phone plan. So be careful if you don't have unlimited data. You might want to log on to the Wi-Fi if you're using your mobile device. But if you're logged onto a computer or logged onto Wi-Fi, it works absolutely fine with that as well. And the great thing about Zoom is if you can look at the video like you're watching right now, but you can also listen in on the phone. So if you don't have access to a device at the time, or you just want somebody else to join that maybe can't figure out Zoom just yet, you can give them this phone number that is always included to the event, and they can just listen in on their phone, which is great. So what I do want to show you though is yes, you guys are great because you have already been here, you're wonderful, you're on Zoom. There's things like we could spend forever on showing you how to use Zoom, but I believe that the people here really just need to know how to get there, how to get it on your device. But in case you have a friend, a family member, a loved one that doesn't have Zoom and you want them to get on Zoom, if you go to YouTube, you can come and look up Social Savvy Seniors like we did in the search bar here, and you'll come to my page for Social Savvy Seniors. If you come over to the playlists, we have all videos for fitness, exercise, health tips. But if you come to playlists, which is kind of like albums, we have a whole playlist on how to use Zoom. So here this will teach you how to use it from your computer, how to use it from an Android device, and how to use it on an Apple device. So these are great tools that if you're already Social Savvy Senior, you're here, you've got it, but maybe you want to show somebody and teach them how to do it, you can be more than happy to share these with them so that they can learn themselves. These are videos that go step by step and we'll show you exactly how to do it. So please take advantage of those resources. And I'd like to end on what I feel is very important for you to know is online security. I feel like a lot of people, especially my seniors, are intimidated a lot because they feel the internet is a scary place. And yes, it can be a scary place. And there are risks involved with everything we do. Just stepping outside our door, we take the risk of getting hit by a car. So there's risks in everything. There's ways to minimize those risks. And this is just what I want to show you so that you can be a little bit more savvy and hopefully avoid things. Email. If you're using email, this is a great tool that hackers use to get your information and get into computers. So when you get an email from somebody, you want to say, before you open it, before you click on anything in an email, you want to ask yourself, who sent this to me? Why are they sending this to me? You want to think about this before you click any links. Even if it looks like it's your bank sending it or another organization you belong to, just keep in mind who sent this to me, why are they sending this to me, and what are they asking me to do? Because a lot of times if it's an email that's phishing for information, once you click it, they can get into your activity. You also want to be careful about what you write in email. Don't you put your credit card information, don't put your social security number in any emails, because the reason that people hack your email is not because they're curious about what you're sending to your grandkids. They hack your email because they know you send information like that. They know that they can look and see what banks you're getting emails from, what other financial stocks. They look and see that, and then they try to get personal information to steal. So be very careful on what you write in an email. Web security. When you're on a web, on the internet, and you're browsing, and you're like Googling things, use a secure browser. And that means the application that you're using. So whether it be Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, Firefox, those are the 4 browsers I suggest. I would not suggest using any others. These are the most secure and are not apt to hacking as much as others. Be careful of the advertisements and search results. Remember I showed you where it says ad? Now, advertisers have to legally put on there that it's an ad, but they're very slick and sometimes they're not in bright yellow like YouTube. So before you click anything, if you go to Google something online, you're looking something up, the first few results are always going to be advertisements. So be very careful in what you're picking. And this is called clickbait. They're saying, hey, you've won $1 million, click here. Hey, you're eligible to receive X amount of dollars, click here. Or your family's in trouble, you need this now, click here. That's clickbait. They're basically fishing for you. They're putting out incentivizing and enticing kind of messages to get you to click on it. But go back to what we said. Think before you click, all right? And look for anything that says advertising, and you can never go wrong with not clicking something that you're unsure of. Always rely on trusted sources when you do searches and you're doing web searches. Always look at where you're getting your information from. You want to make sure that it's from the trusted sources, right? And also stay alert, whether it's online or on the phone or in daily life. I'm going to tell you that the IRS, your bank, your credit card, all these companies are not going to call you and ask you for information. My mother, who you would think with all the years I've worked with her, almost became a victim just 2 weeks ago. Somebody called her from in Rhode Island, their FP&L, their electricity is called National Grid. And somebody called her and actually had a phone number on the phone that said National Grid, because they can do that if they're good. And they said that they were sending trucks to shut her electricity off if she didn't pay in this amount of time. They're very convincing. They make it sound urgent. They make it sound like you're in trouble and they're the only ones that can help you. Please, if somebody calls you from anywhere asking you to verify information or provide information, you say, I'm sorry, I will call you back. If it's Bank of America, if it's Capital One, American Express, they say it. I don't care what that number says that they're calling you from. You say, thank you very much, I will call you back. And you call Capital One or your bank directly and you say, did you call me? And that is absolutely fine. And really, if it is the bank or somebody calling you, which most likely it isn't, but if it was, they will understand. Apps, be very careful when you're downloading any apps to your phones or your mobile devices. You want to make sure that they have the ones that have more than 1 million downloads or the ones that your friends suggest. Make sure most businesses, they have apps. Maybe in the future your congregation will have an app. Those are always going to be safe. But when you're looking for games and entertainment things, just be a little bit careful. Don't ever give your credit card information out. Ever, 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 ever. You call them and you say it over the phone. Don't ever put it in writing. And since I know a lot of you are going to medical providers, whether that be online or in person, what you need to know is you never have to give your full Social Security number when you go to the doctor. Many of these intake forms ask for your Social Security number. You only need to provide the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, and they use this to verify your insurance. I will tell you from working in the medical industry that your records, if you fill out your name, your address, your birthday, and your Social Security number. Well, if that office gets broken into, or you have a disgruntled employee, or you just don't know who has access to that information, if they've already got your name, your phone number, your address, and your birthday, the second they have your Social Security number, it's gone. You are going to open yourself to identity theft. So please, when you go to the doctor offices, you do not put your full Social Security number, just the last 4. If the girl at the front desk says, oh, we need it, you say, no, you don't. And 99% of the time, the office manager knows that you really don't. They just need the last 4 to verify your insurance, that it's you. So please be very careful with that. So I hope this has been informative for you all. I hope that you've learned a little something. I know it can be very overwhelming. There's so much to learn. We do offer the trainings with you one-on-one, both virtually and in person. We do trainings for online for everything from how to use Facebook, Instagram. We go a little bit more in depth, but right now, this was just a little topical for you and really personalized to you to show you how you can be using the tools that your congregation is providing you. So, and again, thank you to Paradise Home Healthcare, and I'm ready to answer your questions to the best of my ability.
I think you should unmute everybody
Sure.
and then just see.
Once you're unmuted, if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I have a quick question. You said we could, yeah. Could we, if we want to watch the thing you did last night at the temple, the candidates, should we go onto the calendar or go on, what should we go on to immediately?
Jane, I'll answer that. You can go right onto YouTube and that's there. Both the candidate forums that we had on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week are there. And this recording that we're doing right now will be on there later today. The Shabbat service is already out there, which you showed as well.
So we should go into Congregation Va-Dor Va-Dor.
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
So when
Right
you
there.
come to YouTube, when you're on the congregations page, you can see here on the screen, you can come up here. Here's your options. You can come to videos. This is going to usually show you the most recent or the most watched, but you can click here on videos and it's going to give you every video. So here's that candidate forum that you're looking for, Jane. So you can just come here and you can find it here, and here is the Shabbat service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There was
Anyone
another
else?
question. Yeah, there was. I need the full screen. I think Ruth had. Did Ruth
Tiffany, you want to put it back on full screen?
Yeah, Ruth, did
We
you
can
have
see
a
everybody.
question?
Is there anybody else that had a
Sheila,
question?
do you have a question?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Sheila
have a
had a
question.
question.
Yeah.
Wait, Sheila has a question.
No, let the rabbi go. Oh, excuse me.
Go ahead, Sheila, you go. You're all yours. You're the social savvy senior. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think she's having a coughing.
Okay, I'll ask the question then.
She's muted.
I write a lot of controversial articles.
Mhm.
A lot of controversial stuff is on our website. I get lots and lots and lots of hate mail. So people can just put stuff out on your YouTube channel, Facebook page, likes, dislikes. So what do we do if somebody is just out to get us and they're putting really nasty, horrible things on our Facebook page or responses or stuff like that? Is there anything you do about it, or that's just on
You
there?
have the ability on YouTube, if that's a thing. On YouTube, I would disable the commenting then. So you can actually turn off the ability for people to comment on your video.
You mean I would have to turn off the ability for anyone in the world to comment, or just that person?
You'd have to turn off it for all. Now, if somebody is if you leave it open and somebody puts something that's absolutely offensive and hate towards, you can report them, and that comment will be taken off. YouTube's pretty quick to do that.
So
And
if there's somebody commenting at Va-Dor Va-Dor, let's say they put up something that's really pretty vile, the only
On
way to stop
YouTube or
them,
Facebook.
either one, the only way to stop that would be just to not allow any more comments at all. They could totally sabotage us then, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You would just
Block
you would
them.
put up on YouTube. I would just suggest disabling the comments for now, because then it kind of discourages them to even try once they see they can't. You can report somebody, and then that will block them from the page and YouTube will see their activity. And
But I
they're
don't
very,
think that would, I don't think that would discourage them. I think that would encourage them. If they were able to block any person from communicating with Va-Dor just by putting up a vile message, I would think that would encourage them to keep doing it and do it to everybody else too, right?
yeah, I mean, it really depends on the person. On Facebook, you can, what I like on Facebook is what I tell people to do, because of exactly what you're saying is, you can hide a comment. So what happens is when you hide a comment on Facebook versus deleting it, that person still sees it like it's there. So they don't know that it can't be seen, just to avoid what you're saying. So hiding a comment on Facebook versus deleting a comment on Facebook is suggested.
What about YouTube? Can you hide a comment on YouTube?
Yes.
On Facebook, it's easy to block somebody. So if you have a recurring person who's just out to aggravate you, just block them and they won't be able to have access to your page on Facebook.
Okay. How do you, you have a virtual background and you look pretty normal. When I do a virtual background, I look kind of like some kind of bizarre alien, space alien. And then you also have this really cool icon in the corner, Social Savvy Senior, which looks really cool.
Yeah.
So how do I put one of those cool icons on Va-Dor's videos? And how do I do a background like you're doing without it looking totally bizarre?
You need to have a solid, it's preferred to have a green screen behind you, but a solid background. And then where it says the video, where you can start and stop your video over there, it says choose a virtual background, and you just create like a JPEG and upload it.
How about the icon you have on the corner?
Yeah,
That's
what
a
you,
JPEG.
yeah.
This is one whole image, the color and this. It's just a JPEG that I upload.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila,
So to talk about the disabling comments on the video, that's for the whole video. So if we put a controversial video up, that one video, we can say
Yeah.
to disable comments, but we
Yeah,
can't.
you can do it per video.
Yep.
You can block people on YouTube. You can block them, but they're always going to find ways around it. So it's like this cat and mouse game sometimes. But you know, it just depends on how intense they are and how determined they are to get to you.
Oh, so you can block an individual person
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube or on Facebook?
Mhm.
Okay.
where do you find the block? Is it under settings or?
You have to go to their profile and then click on their stuff, and it gives you the option.
Okay, so on Facebook, you go to their profile and you click
No,
on
on
it.
Facebook, you have a business page, so it's completely different. On Facebook, you have to go into your settings and go to the block people.
Right.
Now, I want to share something with Sherry and with Tiffany, that when we do our Shabbat videos, we have sponsors and we have chat rooms. So if you wanted to, if either one of you wanted to let people know about us to a bigger audience, like we get lots of people watching our Shabbat, you could sponsor a Shabbat and then share some information or share information about your place, and people would know about you. So
Great,
you're always
thank
welcome.
you.
You're always welcome to do that, or on the high holidays too. We have some availability. But I think what you're doing is really great. What I've never seen a tutorial that's so comprehensive like the one you just did, because I just had kind of like vague notions about different things, and I knew a little bit about it. But what you did is a really stellar presentation, so that I don't know everything about all of it, but I have a good grasp now of the different media, and I think you did a really good job.
I'm glad to hear that. I can go into, I try to keep it as topical, because we could, I mean, we do classes, like 4 or 5 classes just on Facebook, you know, so.
No, but to provide an overview so that you, in a short amount of time to understand all of the social media, just in a general way. There's a lot I don't know, but just to have a general knowledge, it's a really good presentation you did.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. Does anybody have any other questions?
Sheila's been waiting.
Okay, Sheila,
Yeah.
you want to go?
Yeah, first of all, Tiffany, great presentation. I know some of you know that I work with seniors sort of I want to say I would refer to Tiffany. Tiffany has a passion and an understanding and so many different things on so many levels. I've met Tiffany in person, seen her presentation and online presentation. And one of the things, keep in mind, if you know people that are just getting grandkids, get you iPads and things like that. I was very impressed that Tiffany actually even has a service that she'll have them sent to her and totally set them up for you and then send them to you or bring them to you, which is really amazing, and then work there so you don't have to go through all the other complications.
Or
So
so you don't have any excuse.
yeah, so I want to, now, Hannah, I've got a couple more things I want to forget you. So I didn't even realize people were on Instagram so much. That kind of surprised me.
Huge.
I want to say two more. Number one, in terms of YouTube, I have blocked not blocked. I mean, somebody did a comment I didn't like. I've just disabled, not to say you can hide the comment or go into, you have to closely monitor the thing and everything all the time, but you can say, you know, nobody to see that comment. Also, I'm wondering if, and then I have one more question, if you might want to show closed captioning on YouTube, how somebody can do that. Now, I know some of the Va-Dor ones have been closed captioned, but this latest one can't be. But your site would be great if you show how they can close caption it. Closed caption, for people if you don't know, is where you get the titles too. So when it's talking, sometimes they're funny how YouTube interprets it. But anyway,
Yeah.
and then the last thing,
I like to do the videos that actually, YouTube is weird if you click their caption, but 9 out of 10 videos have the captions on it that they can just load into videos, so they work a lot better. Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
There's either you can let what you're talking about is letting YouTube do the closed captioning. It's sometimes a little funky with how they interpret things, but most videos now are putting caption files into their videos, so it's on point.
Okay, you have me a little lost there, but even so, for somebody that doesn't have that or know, if they're looking at a thing and they want to see closed captioning, I don't know if you want to show that or not. And then lastly, in terms of Facebook, one of the things I hear from people all the time is concerned about privacy. What do you tell people about how they can manage their privacy on Facebook to reassure them?
You can be as private as you want on Facebook. You can have some people put everything out there, but you can be as private as you want. You can make it so that people can't even find you unless you find them. You can make it as basic as just your face, your profile picture, and your name showing. You have all the you have all the control on that.
What's the tab on Facebook? Is it security or
it'll say there's, depending on what device you're on, it's called privacy. It'll just be privacy shortcuts, and they walk you through every single step. Also, if you go to your profile and you click on about, where it tells you all about you, everything that you can edit will have the little gear icon where it'll say who sees this, just me, friends of friends, or anybody. So you can do that. You have more privacy control on Facebook than any other platform.
I have another question for you also.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
I get a lot of people that it says want to be your friend. Okay, where is that coming from? Because 3/4 of it, I don't even know who they are, and maybe 2 out of all the people are somebody that I know. Are they individually sending it to me? Why am I getting, like, it could be 20 people that they want to be your friend. I don't want to be anybody else's friend. I don't understand that.
First of all, on Facebook, you have to be friends with somebody if you want to see what they're putting out if they're private. If they're not private and you're not their friend, you can see anything. But if you want to see, most people keep their Facebooks private because it's personal. So if you and I are friends on Facebook, we can see each other's things. That's what friending you on Facebook is.
Oh, I
And then-
understand that.
Right. So now you make sure that you are not looking at when people request to be your friend, it'll say add friend and you'll say, hey, TiffanyDiPanni wants to be your friend on Facebook.
Mhm.
Make sure you're also, it'll also give you suggestions, and that's where you see like 20 different people.
Yeah.
That is Facebook trying to make you connect with people, because that's the whole thing. So they're going to see that I'm connected with Sharon and Sherry. So if I become your friend, it'll say, hey, did you know that you and Tiffany have 5 friends in common, and here are them. So it's just intelligence that it's saying. It's just trying to suggest that because you know this person and they know this person, maybe you know each other and you just haven't connected yet.
I don't connect with all that. I just get rid of it. The other thing is, I discovered YouTube because I have a Fire Stick. And it absolutely, I am hooked on YouTube. I can get anything and everything on
It's the
YouTube.
evil rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole because I am, like, as I say, hooked. And so I love it. I absolutely love it. There's so much, and of course there's a lot of entertainment and things like that, but there's so much valuable stuff on YouTube. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, and there are ads on YouTube, okay? So when you do start watching a couple videos, you'll get an advertisement. Most of them you can skip after like 5 or 6 seconds. Some of them you have to read through. But if you wanted to pay for YouTube Premium, it's about $11.99 a month, and that gives you everything ad-free. So if you become a super fan like Hannah and you just get sick of those ads and you want to get rid of them, you can pay for that.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Hannah can get further hooked by if with a smart TV, and since you have a TV you want to put up, you can actually, if you look on a YouTube video, there's a little icon that you can connect to your TV.
Right.
So you can click on that, and it gives you the option to just get it onto your TV.
Right. So I just wanted to say a few things, if I may, regarding Hannah's question. A lot of it's like Tiffany said, it's intuitive by Facebook itself that they recognize, oh, Sherry and Tiffany know each other, so let's see if, and one of them knows Hannah, now you all know each other. And then sometimes people are just scrolling through and they see you and they see you work at Va-Dor, and they want to be friends with you. I personally do not like Facebook. I use it only for Paradise. And there's a lot of political stuff on it that I finally just started blocking people because my eyes don't have to see it. My brain doesn't have to think about it. But I just wanted to say, now that we're in COVID times, and we're probably going to be in it at least through the end of the year, if not longer, it's so important to be able to use technology today, whether it's telehealth with your doctors, communicating with friends, just not feeling so lonesome, not feeling so isolated, and definitely keeping in touch with family and extended family and looking up old friends and where you used to live up north, etc. Anyone that you know that does not use the internet yet or does not have a smartphone, please encourage them to get into 2020 already and do it, because we're starting to see the toll that it's taking emotionally for people that are isolating at home. And it leads to the depression and the anxiety, and it's a downward spiral because then it affects our physical health. So since you are on Zoom, I take it that you're already somewhat savvy, and you can either help people to log on and get connected, even if it's on 2 things that they might enjoy. It's a start. And services like Tiffany can make it so easy and so user-friendly, it'll change their life. So thank you, Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks. I wanted to ask Tiffany a question also. So I do a lot of Zoom funerals now, and I bring my son along. He can help figure it out. Sometimes Sheila is kind enough to do it, and Sharon does a lot of our Zoom. But if somebody wanted to call you and social savvy seniors, do you do that? Is that part of your? If they said, I want to call social savvy seniors, I want them to run the Zoom so that everybody can connect. Is that what you do? And how do you make money? Is that what you do? You provide tutorials for people and Zoom services for people? Are you available to do that? And then my other question is, we're doing high holiday services now. And we're putting a lot of effort into it, and we kind of like other people to watch. So we want to promote it so that the whole world can know about it and watch it. And we happen to think that we have a pretty unique, exciting form of Judaism that people would want to know about, but nobody does. So do you get involved in any of that, like helping people promote, advertise, use social media to spread the word? Do you do that as a service for people, or do you show people how to do that?
From a business side, yes, I do. I have a marketing company, and I've talked to Sharon about that I can take that conversation offline for you guys. For the trainings, yes, Social Savvy Seniors is programs where we were doing a lot of group presentations for people in communities and congregations and everything, but come COVID, we have gone virtual. We do go to your home or to a meeting place, and we work with you because everybody has a different device, whether it be Apple or Android, and then you have a different model, or things are different, and it's just easier to learn on your device. So I work with seniors one-on-one to train, and we do private lessons, tutorials. We can do even small groups, and teach you on your device how to use it. So yes, we do that. Most of it has been, we've been doing virtual trainings with seniors right now because a lot of them can log on to the computer and then have their device in hand, and we can go through some things. And then I have to admit, there's been many seniors that are comfortable with meeting in person right now safely. We take the precautions. I've even met, I have a 92-year-old senior who has been bugging me for months now to come see him, and we finally did, and it was like at the nail salon. We had the whole glass wall between us, but it was so great to see him. He's, but it's whatever we can do to help you and make you feel more comfortable, we're willing to do.
So you could run a Zoom funeral for somebody, and if they were doing a funeral, you could run the Zoom for them and put it together?
It's not something I've ever done. I've done it for meetings and for conferences, kind of like how Sharon's doing it now. But right. Yeah, we could.
Okay.
It's not so hard to do. I first got into Zoom way back in April for Seder's, and then I did a funeral. I didn't host it, but I was able to attend, a funeral out on Long Island by Zoom, and it was the person that was running. It was the rabbi that ran it. So I would imagine Tiffany can probably show you how to run it. Mm-hmm. It's really just setting it up, and then it kind of runs itself. So, but
yeah. Well, I think Sharon could show me, or my son Ari could if I wanted to. But there's other people out there. I was just thinking about other people who might want to use that service that would be intimidated.
Is there any way we can contact most of our members who are afraid to get on the computer or afraid to get on the phone and offer Tiffany's services to them? Because I think we have a lot more people, but they're afraid that they don't know how to do it. Somebody just called me this morning and said, I didn't get this. Can you send it to me? So I quickly sent them the link. So, I mean, I think we should identify those people that really want to come to Friday night services through Zoom and are afraid and have no knowledge of it. We really should, see who they are.
I agree with what Hannah said, and I absolutely think that there are a few dozen people in our temple that don't know how to get on Zoom and could have used this immensely and can use your services. Tiffany, with your permission, and Sherry, with your permission, I'd like to put maybe a business card, since you offered this to us free, I'd like to put your business card and maybe a little blurb about it in our newsletter and put it out for the next month so people can offer that specifically for Tiffany's services, so that, and the health services that you're offering as well, Sherry. So I think that would be great. And Hannah, thanks for bringing that to our attention as well. With that, I believe we went over the anticipated time element. And I know Tiffany and Sherry's time are, and all of our time is at a premium at this time. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Congregation Lador Va-Dor will have this up on the internet. People will be able to see it. And I thank you, Tiffany, for the time that you took to present this to us.
No, thank